Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. It's presented by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And we've got some friends with us here on the show today. It's Tom and Michelle Kitchens. Very familiar with these guys because they're like some of the best friends of Lake TV. So thank you guys for coming on. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having us.
You bet. So it's Studio T Images. You guys own and operate. Where did the name Studio T come from? Studio Tom?
Correct.
Okay, there you go. Tom and Michelle, by the way. This is not something you've been doing your whole life. You were in law enforcement, military and everything. Why did you decide to get into photography?
Well, Chris, that's what my area of education is in.
Okay.
It was photography.
You went to school for that?
I did.
Okay.
And it's really hard to pay the bills when you're first starting out. So you have to do other things to be able to eat, and obviously I like to eat. So.
Yeah, don't we all, unfortunately, a little too much sometimes. Okay, so it's kind of been your dream for your life, and you just finally got a chance to do it.
Yeah, I've been full-time for about 9 years, and about 15 years before that, part-time and as a side gig, if you will, learning my craft and perfecting the workflow that's required to be successful.
So, and you guys are a working team. Every time I see one of you, I see both of you because you're always together. How did you guys meet? How did you come together?
Well, I like to tell everybody that we met in jail. We were working at the jail together.
Oh, you were working at the jail. Okay.
As corrections officers, that's when I first met him.
Okay. So. All right. It's love. Was it love at first sight, or did this build over a period of time?
I don't think it was necessarily love at first sight, but over time. I don't know. How about you?
Her answer is, not really. Yeah.
I think it's still in the process.
Still working at it.
Well, we were working, So.
Yeah. And so, along with your work in law enforcement, and what you worked for the sheriff's department, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Camden County Sheriff's Department.
And were you out on patrol, just in the jail? What were your jobs there?
We did both. We were in the jail, and then we patrolled. We had similar shifts, and we worked in the same area, Horseshoe Bend area, a lot.
So you guys went on stakeouts together, and the rest is history, all right?
So to speak, yeah.
Something like that, all right. So with that work, and you being a military veteran, how long did you serve?
12 years, 7 months, and 13 days.
Not that you're counting.
No.
Wow. But did you enjoy that, the military, or were you ready to get out?
I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I didn't like being away from my family. I spent a lot of time deployed and a lot of time at training.
Yeah.
So it made it difficult to have a family life.
Yeah, and that is normal for anybody in the military.
It is.
Pretty much, yeah. How did that affect what you're doing now, your photography, being in the military? Did it have an effect at all on?
I think everything we do has an effect, especially with photography. Everything we do is so personal, and looking at emotions and seeing emotions, and that's what we try to do, is we try to capture emotions in other people and be able to recognize those moments before they happen so you can be prepared and ready for it. I think it really does help. Yeah. In the military, I saw plenty of emotions. So.
Interesting. Okay. And really, when you think about it, it's one of my favorite things in life is looking at a picture, because it's literally a snapshot in time, right? That person was thinking something at that time, and they were in an interesting place or not, but it's a picture is a fascinating thing, and you've kind of always got that rolling around in your head, I guess.
It is. When I look at an image, it takes me right back to the exact time that I took that image, and I can remember what was happening. It's like a perfect memory that's captured, whether it be good or bad. Yeah. It's there, and it's for all time.
Yeah.
So
I love photographs for that reason. So, and you guys also have a working mini farm. You recently, bought the farm, moved out there. You've been working on it for the last couple years and everything. So you've got animals out there, you've got gardens out there. That sounds like a full-time job in itself without the photography business.
It is.
It is, definitely.
Yeah, and you've got some sort of a protection dog for your animals or something. What's that all about?
You want to tell them about? No.
No,
so we just recently got a part Great Pyrenees and part Commodore puppy. She's 5 months old, 52 pounds.
That's
At
quite a
5,
puppy.
we just had her to the vet and weighed. But so her job will be, it's not yet, because you have to train them over time to keep the raccoons and coyotes and stuff away from. Right now we just have chickens, chickens, ducks, and turkeys. So birds.
Yeah.
But if we get anything else, then she would protect that too. They're really good at protecting goats and cows and.
Right. Do you have a lot of
anything like that.
predators out there that would come in and eat those things?
When we first moved out there, I got a bobcat on our game camera.
Yeah.
We've seen coyote out the kitchen window.
Wow.
I've seen fox down the driveway. Raccoons definitely, when we first got out there, there was a big raccoon issue. So we haven't seen as much with her out there. I think just her being there
Yeah.
keeps
Couple
them
of
out.
barks and they'll
Yeah.
run away.
She's a sweetheart though, sweet
Yeah.
dog.
And you put like, she shares like her camera photos with some of us friends sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, like, the ducks are always under surveillance and stuff
Yes.
like. It's pretty
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah, live video.
Yeah, what you got going on out there. And you're also you've gotten into baking, right? Like
Yes.
sourdough bread and stuff like that.
Well, I've always liked to bake. I've
Yeah.
never done sourdough bread. I started making bread in the bread machine, and he made a comment about, hey, can you make sourdough in the bread machine? I'm like, I don't know.
She listens to you.
So then I started looking it up and how you do it, and it's a big, long process. You got to make your starter, which takes like 12 to 14 days. You're mixing flour and water and letting it sit, and then remixing flour and water and letting it sit until you start getting a rise. And then once it rises, doubles in size, then you can start baking with it.
That's become a thing lately. I've heard
Yeah.
more about sourdough bread in the last year than I ever heard in my life.
I had never heard anybody talk about sourdough bread until I started doing it. And then I'm like, everybody's doing sourdough.
Yeah, she made me a big bread like that for my birthday. It was so nice.
Yeah.
Very good too. It didn't last.
I'm still working on getting it perfected. But
So we're down to 6 minutes to go here in the show. So we're going to take a quick break, come back, talk more about Studio T images. Tom and Michelle Kitchens, don't go anywhere. You're watching Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. Central Ozarks Medical Center, voted Missouri's best and best at the lake, is recruiting team members due to growth. Amazing employment opportunities for both medical and non-medical positions with competitive salaries and outstanding perks. For more information, go to the Careers tab at centralozarks.org. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Join a leader. Join our team. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Download the free Lake TV app.
If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. We're talking with Tom and Michelle Kitchen, Studio T Images. First met you guys a few years ago when we did a sheriff's forum. It was, we were getting ready for an election and you guys hosted the forum, and here's these two really nice, wonderful folks. That was in your old studios. You now have new studios.
Correct.
Out on the farm, which I'm guessing would be picturesque, a great place to take photos, right?
Yes.
It is, Chris. We have a barn and we have a pond and we have tall grass and we have sometimes there's sunflowers if the deer don't eat them all.
Right,
But
yeah.
it's just a great location and there's no neighbors within sight, so unobstructed views.
How about that? Great. And people
fantastic.
come out to you to get those nature shots and stuff like that sometimes?
They do. We have several families that come from Kansas City
Wow.
every month or every other month
Yeah.
to do family pictures and pictures of their kids and their babies. So it's a great location and everybody loves it out there. And the main comment we hear, it's just so nice and so pretty and it's so quiet.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we're out there. Serene.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you guys do most of your work out at your Studio T Images on the farm, or do you travel and do a lot of shooting out and about in the community?
Well, we're in the community a lot. We do we shoot a lot for some of our corporate partners. We shoot a lot for Lake TV.
Yeah.
We shoot for Central Ozarks Medical Center. We've been very blessed. We shoot some for the shootout. We do
Amphitheater.
we shoot
Every time
everything
I'm
for
at the amphitheater, I'm
Yep.
seeing you guys out there.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we're out and about quite a bit. We're very blessed to have so much work that it's been fantastic for us.
Yeah.
And we definitely appreciate it. But we also appreciate the ability to shoot at home and to shoot with smaller groups and families. And
Yeah.
right now it's vacation time, so we have a lot of families that are coming into the area, and so we'll meet them at their location and we'll shoot there and then deliver
That's
their
cool.
images.
So you can do
digitally.
both,
We do
whether
both,
it's at,
yep.
out at your place on the farm or
Yep.
you go to them. What's the key to being a great photographer, or is there a key?
I think it's communication.
Okay.
I think being able to communicate and expectations, to be able to manage expectations. If sometimes people have an expectation, I saw this picture and it's just so perfect and this is exactly what I want. And I have to be able to say, well, that's taken in New York City and we don't have anything that metropolitan here
Right,
at
yeah.
the lake. So being able to manage those expectations so that the customer is going to get what they want and that we can deliver what they think they want.
Yeah.
So if we can't come to that agreement and we can't manage those expectations, it's just not a good fit.
Right.
So I think communication is probably the number one.
It's interesting. That
priority.
surprises me that you say that, because I would have thought it would have been some artistic thing, like we talked about earlier, knowing when the shot is good or when that emotion is there or something like that. But you got the real business behind it that's very important too.
It is, and I think that's when photographers get themselves into trouble. They promise things and assume that everyone's going to like their style or like their flavor of work, and if they don't, then oh well. We don't have that mentality. We like to make the images that our customers want.
Yeah.
We try to create the
they're gonna-
atmosphere that makes it conducive to enjoyable experience and memories that they can keep
And
forever.
special for years to come.
And special forever, yeah.
Absolutely. And you guys are also really tied in with local nonprofits. Again, I don't know that there's been a nonprofit event that I've been to that I haven't seen you guys there. Why is that important to you guys?
Well, it's important to give back. I think that there needs to be more of that. Camp Wonderland, fantastic organization. CADV, great.
Yep.
Kids Harbor,
Yeah.
again, fantastic. It's just, we do what we can. Sometimes we can't give a lot of money, but we can give our time and give our
Sometimes that's more important, actually,
is.
to do stuff like that. And we got to all do the Camp Wonderland dinner together last year, and that was a lot of fun. Do you have any favorite photos from over the years that are like, those are my favorite of all time for whatever reason, that come to mind?
I know what his is probably.
What is it?
The oil can van.
Yeah, we were fortunate. We traveled to Georgia, White City, Georgia, went to Old Car City, and there's a iconic van that's filled with oil cans, and there was a legal dispute over it, and the EPA's been trying to shut him down forever, and we were able to go there and capture that image. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
We also went to a trip to Alaska, and I think some of those images are probably my personal favorite. They're not commercial. We didn't make any money off them.
The experience was great.
Yeah.
The experience
So it makes you remember
made the
that
pictures
experience.
so much more.
Yeah, and it's
memorable.
funny because there are two sides of it. There's the business side. You're taking these pictures that are special for other people, but you've taken pictures that don't mean anything to other people that are special to you. But that's the way it works. That's why those
the way
things
it
are
works,
so
yep.
amazing. Okay, so we're down to our last few seconds. If people want to get more information about Studio T Images, how do they do that?
They can go to studiotimages.com, or they can email us at studiotimages@gmail.com.
Okay, so as simple as that.
Simple as that.
StudioTimages.com. Great folks. Studio T Images. It's Tom, it's Michelle Kitchen. You got to check it out. Guys, thank you so much for coming down. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having us.
You bet. And thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show.
You're watching Lake TV.